Welcome to Dead Man Talking. State your name and tell me when and where you were born.
My name is John Winston Lennon. I was born on October 9th, 1940 in Liverpool, England.
And when did you die?
I died on December 8th, 1980 in New York City. I was shot outside my home at the Dakota Building by a man named Mark David Chapman. It was a tragic and shocking moment that deeply affected many people around the world.
Do you remember your last words?
Yes, my last words were, "I'm shot," when I realized what had happened. I mean, it was a moment filled with shock and confusion.
With you being like a love and peace activist, I always wonder, would you forgive Mark David Chapman?
Forgiveness is a powerful thing, you know?
Wow.
I always believed in love and peace, even in the face of darkness. He did kill me, and I believe he has mental issues beyond his control. It's just tragic all around.
All right, let's talk about your childhood. What was your childhood like?
I had a somewhat tumultuous childhood. I grew up in Liverpool, mostly raised by my mother, Julia, after my parents separated. I was a bit of a wild child, often getting into trouble.
All right, so when did the Beatles actually form?
The Beatles formed in 1960. At that time, I was 19 years old.
19.
Paul McCartney was 18. George Harrison was 17. And Ringo Starr was 20. We were all quite young, just starting out on what would become an incredible journey together.
And when did they start finally paying attention to you?
It took a couple of years for us to gain significant attention. We started playing in clubs in Liverpool and Hamburg, and in 1962 we signed with EMI and released our first single, Love Me Do. It wasn't until 1963 that we really broke through and started getting noticed.
And that was Please Please Me.
That's correct.
You guys recorded that whole album in like one day.
Yes, we recorded our first album, Please Please Me, in just one day. It was a marathon session, and my voice was definitely feeling the strain by the end. We wanted to capture the energy of our live performances, so we did most of the songs in one go. It was exhausting.
Yeah, I know. And by the time you guys got to Twist and Shout, you could really tell your voice was being really, really pushed.
Yes, man, by the time we recorded Twist and Shout, my voice was shot. But I sold it, and it turned out to be one of our iconic songs.
No, it was great. I loved it. It was like so raw and like you said, live. And Ringo, he wasn't your original drummer.
We originally had Pete Best as our drummer, but we felt that he wasn't the right fit for the band in terms of style and chemistry. When we met Ringo Starr, we immediately clicked. He brought a unique drumming style and personality that complemented our sound.
And Strawberry Fields, it was a real place, right?
Yes, Strawberry Fields is a real place in Liverpool. It was the name of a former children's home, and it was located near where I grew up. The place inspired my song Strawberry Fields Forever, which reflects feelings of nostalgia and a longing for innocence.
Now, in your song Penny Lane, I read where you actually met the barber that you wrote about in the song.
Yes, I did meet the barber, Mr. R.A. Roberts, who was mentioned in Penny Lane. After the song became famous, he received quite a bit of attention. I visited him at his barber shop, and it was a fun moment seeing how the song had impacted his life and the local community. It was nice to connect with someone who was part of the inspiration for the song.
All right, so this is a different type of question. Did I read, or is this a rumor, that you used to sleep in a coffin?
Yes, that's true. I had a fascination with the idea of a coffin as a place to relax and retreat. I would sometimes lie in one as a sort of quirky, playful way to escape and think, and took naps. It was part of my eccentric personality and sense of humor.
You ever regret not spending a lot of time with your son, Julian?
I regret the distance that formed between Julian and me. At the time, I was caught up in my personal life and career, and I didn't prioritize our relationship as I should have. I always cared for him, but I made mistakes that affected our bond.
Looking back, what were some of the highlights? What were some of the best memories of your life?
So many incredible moments. Performing at Shea Stadium in 1965 was monumental, as it marked a peak in our popularity. Additionally, the creative process behind albums like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and the White Album was incredibly fulfilling. Meeting Elvis, being chased by fans, lots of great memories.
And man, did you cause a bit of an uproar when you actually said that the Beatles were bigger than Jesus?
When I said the Beatles were bigger than Jesus, I was just reflecting on how culture was changing. It wasn't meant to offend. I wanted to spark a conversation about where people find meaning.
Jeez.
At the end of the day, it's all about love and connection.
So I watched your documentary, I think it's like Disney Plus, it's called Get Back. And it was interesting to watch George Harrison. He wasn't quite the songwriter that you and Paul were. And it was really sweet to watch you guys kind of gather around him and you encouraged him, you supported him so much.
You know, George was an incredible talent in his own right. His songwriting blossomed over time, and we always saw the potential in him. It was important for us to support each other, to lift each other up. Every member of the band brought something unique to the table. Encouraging creativity in one another was key to our growth as artists.
All right, so one of your all's mega hits was a song called Hey Jude. What's the story behind that song?
Yes, Paul wrote Hey Jude for my son Juliet to help him through mine and his mum's divorce. It was his way of offering support and encouragement.
Do you remember your last hang with Paul?
My last hangout with Paul was a memorable evening. We caught up and reminisced about old times, sharing laughs and stories.